You guys remember the S10 Xtreme back in the day? Well, in 2020, that truck is actually going to make a comeback. I'm about to give you the rundown of this thing and tell you how you might be able to get one if you should desire. It's probably going to be pretty expensive, so listen up, because here we go. What's up, guys? Big Clyde 34 coming at you today, bringing you the news of the new S10 Xtreme. Just a 30-second history here for those of you who don't remember this thing. Basically, 1999 to 2004, it was kind of the Fast and the Furious era. I think a lot of us, myself included, were going through kind of a racer phase, and GM kind of wanted to make something to reach out and, you know, get the younger audience on board with their vehicles. So they came out with what they called the Xtreme version of the S chassis trucks. In both the S10 pickup truck and S10 Blazer, they would come out with basically an appearance package. It was a body kit, it was wheels, and you also got like the Xtreme branding that was kind of cool and exciting, and the trucks were lowered, things of that nature. They would eventually axe it in 2004, no mas. And I kind of like when brands do these weird things and kind of experiment. It's just interesting to see how they think the market will react to certain trucks that they put out, or cars or whatever. But anyways, they're coming back this year, 2020. If you remember last year, a company by the name of Specialty Vehicle Engineering, SVE for short, actually came out with their own rendition of the 2019 GMC Cyclone, if you will. People were a little bit up in arms. Don't mess with the Turbo 3.8 because people won't be happy. Anyways, the Xtreme is coming back, and it's pretty similar to the Cyclone, actually, or the SVE Cyclone. There are only going to be 100 of these things made, and they are going to also be powered by the V6 that comes in the truck, combined with a centrifugal supercharger installed by SVE. Power-wise, you're looking at 455 horsepower. I believe it was 425 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, that 455 horsepower that it's going to make is kind of comparable to a base model C7 Corvette, but you're looking at about 1,000 extra pounds or so with the truck platform. So it'll be quick. It's not going to be super fast. It's not going to be mind-blowing, but it will be kind of a quick, exciting little truck. So let's go through the stat sheet real quick, and then I'll give you like the truth and what I think on this particular combination. So like I said, the Xtreme was never a performance truck. So this is, I think, a very appropriate option for engine is the supercharged V6. 455 horsepower, again, in the scheme of things, not mind-blowing. I think it's actually a good choice for them with this particular platform. It's not bad for a factory V6 engine. Exhaust, you're going to have a stainless catback, and brakes, you're going to have upgraded carbon ceramic brakes, and you're also going to have the option for a 6-piston forged caliper on the front. Rear is going to retain the factory calipers. Performance-wise, that's it. I don't have a problem with that. I actually kind of like that because, like I said, the truck was never a performance truck, but you have to throw some performance in the mix when you're making something like this. Other than that, you have 20-inch wheels with Xtreme graphics. A lot of things are based around Xtreme graphics with this thing. Xtreme, Xtreme, not Xtreme graphics, you know what I'm saying? It'll be lowered 2 inches in the front, 5 inches in the rear. It's going to have a lot of appearance upgrades, which I'm not going to explain to you. You'll see in the pictures here. Then other than that, there will be an optional seat trim package. It'll come with embroidered logos, premium floor mats, things like that, mostly appearance package things. And the best part of this whole thing is it's going to have a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on both the powertrain and non-powertrain components, meaning you can go out there and beat the snot out of this thing, have a great time, and then it'll have a warranty. So, oh yeah, and 50 state emission legal. We don't have a huge issue where I'm from with that, but California people, good to go. So that's basically the spec sheet, but here's the reality of the whole thing. So I personally think it's awesome that somebody's investing in a sort of performance truck platform. That's kind of a segment that has been forgotten about. You know, we have like Jeep, which is making the SRT8 vehicles and the Trackhawk and all that. Ford, ST, kind of not really. We have the Raptor. You know, Chevrolet has completely dropped the ball. They don't really have much of anything on the performance side of pickup trucks or really SUVs at all, which is kind of disappointing, but it's neat to see that SVE is picking up here. And like, dude, there's so much potential in these Colorados to kind of just throw something together with parts that they already have. That's a whole other story though. GM, get your act together, please. It doesn't seem like the kind of truck that somebody's going to buy who's like a performance nut or something like that. It's kind of probably going to be the older guy, the person who really just likes car shows, wants to go take the wife shopping, go to lunch, go to Cars and Coffee, you know, pop the hood and get a sign made for the truck that it's one of 100. So the truck has a very specific niche audience, and it's not going to be appealing to many people, but the people who it's targeted at are probably really going to love this thing, if we're being honest with ourselves here. They haven't released the price, which is a thing that, like, maybe I just don't get the marketing. That's always kind of been an annoying thing when people release their product and they don't talk about the price. But we're going to go ahead and assume that it's going to be in the range of where the Cyclone was last year. Probably going to hit the $40,000 mark for the package, if I'm left to assume, on top of the $20,000 to $30,000 that one of these trucks probably cost. In the scheme of things, it doesn't seem too bad. If you have 60 grand, 70 grand maybe in the bank and you want to go buy a Corvette, this is kind of like a different option for somebody who's just going to buy something and drive it. It's a little bit of something different than just having another Corvette that you could buy and just drive around and be happy with, but obviously the V6 is probably pretty much tapped out the way that they have it delivered to you. I think that these vehicles do rely on scarcity. SVE kind of gives you that, you know, there's only going to be 100 made and this and that, but I don't know. If you're going to buy something like this because you think it's going to be worth a lot of money in the future, my advice would be definitely don't bank on that, because if there's one thing that we've all learned about vehicles like this, it's that you can almost never predict what's going to be collectible. There are very few instances where you go, okay, this car would actually be a good investment, and this really just isn't one of those things. Is it kind of neat? Yeah. Does it have a very specific audience? Yeah. I don't want to say it's a bad idea, because it's definitely not, but those two factors are definitely present. So those are my thoughts on the revival of the S10 Xtreme. That's not going to be an S10, but it'll be an Xtreme. They're calling it the Xtreme, the next generation of Xtreme. So what do you guys think of this thing? Do you think it's worth the 40 grand that I'm speculating that it's worth? Not saying that's definitely the price. Or do you think that it's just kind of a little bit too out there for you? Or leave your opinions in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Big Clive 34, and I have yet to see any of these SVE vehicles anywhere. It would be cool to actually be able to see one in person, and I know they're out there, but I haven't been able to see one. So, yeah, cool. Those crew cabs are actually pretty saucy. Yeah. Cool.
Perfect.